take over workers' funds on the quarantine President Trump's chances of the outcome of mating with him. I'm Sam Chinedu, and the news continues after the break.
When assistance or help within Rivers State, please contact the Rivers Emergency Service with the following numbers: 0904 022 2281 or 0904 022 2283 or 0904 022 2285. These lines are for emergencies only. Call only when you're in need of assistance. Thank you.
This message is from 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Welcome back. Former spokesperson of the civil society organization in Rivers State, Solomon Lenu, believes that recent appointments by Rivers State sole administrator will make peace unlikely when Governor Fubara is reinstated. Lenu said this during an interview with journalists. He said the appointment by the sole administrator is a dangerous precedent.
But look at where we are. Our state is completely gone with all that is happening. Are you telling me that there is going to be peace? So if Governor Fubara comes back today, and you now say that because he said there is peace and all of those, he should not sack all of this that Ibas is brandishing around in the name of appointment. And if he doesn't remove them, how then does he become the governor? When he will not have the cooperation of all the agencies of government working with him. Because of course, all these people that are appointed today, their loyalty will be to the ones that nominated them. So the governor will just come sit down and then the states will be running under the dictates of someone else.
Lenu said the action of the sole administrator is a slap in the face for Rivers people.
The recent action of the sole administrator, it's akin to, poking his fingers into the eyes of Rivers people and telling us, what can you do? And the only reason why Ibok Ete is doing this is because he has tested these illegalities severally from the first day he arrived in Rivers State. He had done it over and over again, and then nothing has happened. So right now it is clear that he can do anything and nothing will still happen.
Solomon Lenu also believes that the action of the sole administrator is backed by some state actors.
Is Ibas acting alone without state actors? The answer to this too is in the negative. Ibas is not acting alone because for all that it is worth, I don't think that Ibas could have gotten the gumption to unilaterally, and then the moment he landed there, the first thing he did was to dissolve all democratic structures, even the ones that were not in contention. Ibas had some state actors who encourages him to do all the things that he's doing. There will never be an end to this anomaly and this travesty that is happening here in Rivers State today. It has just begun.
Recall that yesterday, the Rivers State sole administrator, retired Vice Admiral Ibokete Ibas, approved the appointment of members of 8 state boards. More political parties are defying legal threats against the August 30th local government election in Rivers State, pushing ahead with preparations. Today, the Tony Okocha-led All Progressives Congress in Rivers State presented flags to 20 chairmanship candidates. This is despite warnings from the Emeka Beke-led faction that the party has yet to conduct its primaries. Speaking at the campaign flag-off in Port Harcourt, Tony Okocha urged supporters to maintain peace during, before, and after elections.
On behalf of the leadership of our political party, the All Progressives Congress, I have the liberty to declare open campaigns in the 23 local government areas and the 319 wards of Rivers State. Go and campaign. Go and become fishers of men. Please, we do not expect any violence. We don't. Our party is not out of violence. We have taken this party away from the doldrums. Now we are taking the lead. So please, let us maintain that level and standard.
Also speaking, ABC Vice Chairman for the South-South, Victor Giadam, represented by former Senator Magnus Abe, commended the party for conducting what he described as a hitch-free primary.
The APC in Rivers State is united The APC in Rivers State is strong. The APC in Rivers State is ready to deliver the dividends of democracy to the grassroots. He also asked me to commend the state chairman and executives of our party for the very wonderful work they have done in executing a flawless primary election that has produced candidates that we are all happy and proud to support.
Correspondent Jamaica Otuka reports that former Nigerian ambassador to Jamaica, Maureen Tamano, expressed appreciation to the party for providing opportunities for women to emerge as vice chairmanship and councillorship candidates.
We want to use this opportunity, Mr. Chairman, to thank for electing female vice chairmen. We have 23 female vice chairmen, and this is indeed a plus. We want to reassure you that since the
Lawyers are reacting to a viral video showing a 40-year-old pastor, Ifediora Onyibo Joseph, dehumanizing minors in his church in Port Harcourt. Constitutional lawyer Professor Richard Nwokocha, in an interview with correspondent Emeka Otuka, described the act as condemnable, saying it violates the Child Rights Law of Rivers State and the Child Rights Act of Nigeria. No belief system can justify such conduct, urged security agencies to ensure those responsible are punished in line with the law to serve as a deterrent.
The conduct of the pastor it clearly violates the Child Rights Law of Rivers State, even the Child Rights Act of Nigeria, and it violates some other provisions of the criminal law. Whatever beliefs that inform that conduct, we are definitely and clearly wrong, and there are better ways to handle problems. Whatever the parents was the right they had to bring up their children does not justify their violation of the right that the law has guaranteed or preserved for those children. Children do have rights that are legally recognized and enforceable under our law, and such conduct will attract punitive measure from the law.
Also speaking, human rights advocate Haya King says the incident amounts to indecent exposure and assault. He insisted that both pastor and parent should be prosecuted under the law.
Those pictures I saw, the children, they were indecently exposed. They were naked. That is unacceptable. The law is against indecent exposure. So that is why you see this, they don't use children to do adverts, cover their private parts. But before they used to expose them, but now it's not good. That child can become a governor or president tomorrow. So that aspect is wrong. You can be prosecuted for that. Keep training them or corporal punishment in the name of deliverance is also unacceptable in law. Their parents who gave them out consented to it under guise of religion. But considering the indecent exposure and that physical answer that we saw, it may be difficult for the pastor to say, I did everything that you don't have to do.
As you may know, the Rivers State Police Command says it had arrested Pastor Ifediora Onyibo Joseph and other church members for alleged dehumanization of minors. Spokesperson of the command, Grace Iringakoko, said investigations are ongoing to determine the full circumstances. She said earlier, investigation reveals that Pastor Ifediora allegedly organized a 3-day program for children in his church, claiming it was for spiritual cleansing, inspired by the Holy Spirit. In other news, the 2023 presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Mr. Peter Obi, has accused President Bola Tinubu of insensitivity to the plight of Nigerians with his constant foreign travels, amidst Nigeria's myriad of economic and security challenges. This comes after the presidency, in a statement, said President Tinubu will be traveling out on a 2-nation tour of Japan and Brazil, with a stopover in another in Dubai. Obi, in a post, said the country has an indifferent president who has continued to display insensitivity to our situation. Also, the African Democratic Congress, ADC, has criticized President Bola Tinubu for what it described as an excessive foreign travel culture. In a statement issued by its National Publicity Secretary, Bolaji Abdullahi, the party claimed that the president has been absent from Nigeria for nearly a quarter of his presidency. The party alleged that President Tinubu had embarked on his 40th international trip in 26 months, spending about 181 days abroad, a record the ADC says is unprecedented among Nigerian and African leaders in recent history. Still to come, NLC threatens strike over workers' funds. Stay tuned.
With members.
The latest report by Amnesty International on the Southeast has indicted the police, army, the regional security outfits, Ibibago, and non-state actors for massive killings, forced disappearances, and various violations of human rights in the region. In the report, Amnesty International said over 1,844 people were killed by both state and non-state actors between January 2021 and June 2023 alone. Amnesty International urged the government to act fast and stop the killings in the region. It urged the government to stop turning a blind eye to the unlawful killings, arbitrary arrests and detention, torture, and forced disappearances and destruction of properties in the southeast region. The government, police, and army have yet to react to the allegations. The Director General of the World Trade Organization has called on the federal government to put social safety nets in place for poor Nigerians who are feeling the pains of President Bola Tinubu's economic reforms. Okonjo-Iweala said this on Thursday after a meeting with the president at the Aso Villa, Abuja, commending the president for the economic reforms, the subsidy removal, and the unification of foreign exchange windows. Have you been wondering why you have been unable to apply for a meter from Port Harcourt Electricity Distribution Company? The head of corporate communications at PHED, Olubukola Ileware, says this is due to a temporary pause in the process. Speaking on Nigeria Info's Hello Port Harcourt, Mrs. Ileware explained that the pause was caused by unpaid backlog from customers. She adds that the company has now reopened its portal for meter applications.
We noticed that for the past 3 to 4 months, a lot of our customers had inundated us with calls about not being able to pay for their meters. And that was because we had a pause. Important thing to note is that last week we had the authorization to open our site back. And now a lot of customers have started applying for their meters and installations have begun. Please go to our website www.map.phd.com.ng where you can apply for your meters online, and within 10 days we are obliged to install those meters.
On his part, the head of metering, Bonsome Sorgwe, revealed that the Meter Asset Provider Initiative had resumed. He explained that the scheme allows customers to pay for their meters directly rather than purchasing from agents.
You all know that metering of our customers should be the responsibility of the DISCO. However, our regulators have clearly said it, and they know that of the financial burden on the DISCO, they brought out an initiative called the MAP. Now, the MAP clearly says it gives room for the customer to pay for the meter, but they get refunded the value of the payment in token energy over a period of time. That is it. Also, just to add to it, during the inception of MAP was highly regulated. Our regulators were the one that determined the prices at which meters had to be sold.
The Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC) has issued a 7-day ultimatum to the federal government to refund allegedly diverted workers' funds from the Nigeria Social Insurance Trust. The 7-day ultimatum to the federal government to refund allegedly diverted workers' funds from the Nigeria Social Insurance Trust Fund, NSITF, or face nationwide industrial action, helping the federal government to immediately constitute the governing board of the National Pencom. Donald Trump says there is a 25% chance his meeting with Vladimir Putin on Friday will not be successful. The U.S. president says if he has a good meeting with the Russian president, he'll call Ukraine's President Zelensky to arrange a second meeting. His comment comes as the White House says Trump will exhaust all options to end the Ukraine war